That's one thing that age has brought to me. I'm not going no place where I feel like a motherfucker want to kill me, or a motherfucker don't like me. We too old for that shit, bro. Because there is some place on this earth where someone loves you. And I believe you should be in the place that people love you and they care about you and they adore you. So you can spend more time vibrating than protecting yourself. Or, having to look over your fucking like, I don't want all this shit, man.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement, still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Let's talk about this. This is something you would rather learn earlier than later. But don't go somewhere where you're not welcome. Don't go somewhere where you have to watch your back. Don't go around people that you have to watch your back around. So I saw a big guy get into a fight with a little guy on social media. And the big guy slapped the little guy, and the little guy took the shot, leaned back in his car, and reached his gun and started shooting multiple times. And for me, I'm like, it's a sucker move because a lot of you guys nowadays are carrying guns and y'all are instigating fights so y'all could cry self-defense because y'all just want to shoot somebody. And, that shows that you're not really a man. If you get into a fist fight, get into a fist fight. But, this idea that people out here doing everything these days. No, it's a bunch of cowards out here who, do cowardly stuff. And I bring it up with this topic because I used to tell people like, we going such and such. I'm like, I ain't going there. Why? Doesn't end well over there. Sometimes, when you're young, you want to be in the mix. And I said this earlier about, these younger guys and these younger girls putting themselves in harm's way because they just want to be outside so bad, And everybody knows this as you're coming up. Say you want to go to the nightclub, right? When you're 18, there's nightclubs. 21, there's nightclubs. 25, there's, lounges or whatever, right? But from 18 to 25, they're separate environments. You know the nightclub where it's safe, and you do not know the nightclub where it's unsafe. But some of y'all want to go to the nightclub where it's unsafe because it's really popping out there. And I've been out to those places, and people have gotten shot. Like, I've literally had to sit up, like, yo, hold that, like, push down on that, hold that. Don't doze off, don't go to sleep, keep her up, like, da 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 da. But people, oh man, that's where I want to go. I go, okay. And people will tell you not going there. Some of you guys have friends that you like, and it's like, you like them, but, every time they're around, something goes left. Like, I got good friends that I like hanging out with. And I've learned over the years that I'm going to hang out with you at home and I'm going to hang out with you in public. And what's the difference? Because certain people are cool at home, and then when they get out in public, they just act like they ain't got no sense. So, if I'm not going to cut you off, like, I'm going to hang out at the crib with you. Why don't we go out? Nah, last time we went out, you almost got into a fight with 5 people. Not doing that. I'm not putting myself in harm's way because of you. Even if I got love for you, I'm not doing it. We have that, like, I have a sports car, so people have that little sports car genre where they gotta be seen, right? I'm going to some of you guys going to the gas station, you're racing, and all of this stuff is like nighttime activity, and it's like, why? Don't put yourself in an environment that you need to be seen at night. That's the worst time to do things. You're gonna get robbed. And then people go, oh no. Some of you want to be seen and y'all flash and y'all want to go to the hood and flash and I'm gonna keep my car door open. I'm gonna have the music blast, and I'm feeling myself. You look at me, look at me, look at me. Then somebody hop in the car. Yeah, they took my car. Shut up. You let them take your car because you stupid. Some of y'all have been in situations where you have friends or family and you like them, but they're not good people, and then you bring them to your house and they rob you. They line you up. They set you up. Some of y'all have taken people in your homes. You taking people in, and it's like, I hope you get on your feet, but something off about this food. And then when they leave, all of a sudden, your whole house getting packed up, and you're like, what the heck happened? And that person disappears. And it's like, hey man, you had no business being around that person to help them in the first place. You knew what they was before you helped them. You get what I'm saying? So that comes into play. Um, And sometimes you just don't even want to go to visit people, whether they be family or friends, because it's not a good environment. It's not the kind of environment you would like to be around. It's not the kind of people you would want to be around. You know, I remember David Carroll used to talk about that, the Thanksgiving, the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, get-togethers, family. And it's like, I don't like y'all. I'm going to come in, I'm going to say hello, I'm going to get a plate, and I'm going to bounce. Either I'm going to come in early and do it, or I'm going to come in late and do it. But I ain't coming in the middle with all y'all because I don't like y'all. And I know y'all don't mean no good. And some of y'all don't realize, you should get that mentality younger. Because rather be safe than sorry, you know. And I learned that at an early age because when I was young, I had a best friend who almost got me shot multiple times behind whatever he was doing. He wouldn't tell me what he was doing because I caught on the first time. Oh, well, the first time I didn't catch. The first time it was like, oh, this was out of the blue. The second time I was like, oh, this is what you're doing. The third time, his drama just it came to me basically. But I was a teenager, and I learned then like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And luckily, I could say, even when I was a teenager, at a certain point, I lived on a certain block that my friends wouldn't come to because they were like, I ain't coming on that block. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Even the police wouldn't come on my block when I was in high school. And that's a true story. Well, they came one time and almost got arrested for walking out of the front door because he was so scared of what was going on in that neighborhood. I walked out the front door to go like to practice or something. Who are you? Where are you coming from? I'm like, I just came out the front door. What is going on? So it was one of those things. But you got to learn not to be around certain places and certain people. And it's okay. Love yourself enough to not put yourself in harm's way. Because it ain't that important. Being outside ain't that important. Being in the quote unquote spot ain't that important. Being at the quote unquote event when it happened ain't that important. Like you know, I'm gonna say this before I go, right? I've seen it enough times where people wanted excitement and they felt like this certain environment would be exciting and they knew it could be dangerous. But the mindset was nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna be on the outskirts watching, and it's gonna happen to everybody else. You know, hmm, I've seen people get shot like that. Bystander. You know, I've seen people get trampled when it all goes down like that. I've seen people get, you know, how can I just punched just because it went off and it went off around them and they couldn't get away from it. It's not that important. And a lot of y'all, y'all want to be around that excitement, and then when it happens, and I've seen people freeze up and get themselves hurt because they wanted to be around excitement so much that when it happened, then they was stuck. And some of y'all wanted to just look like it's a movie, and you stand there like, yeah, I'm too cool. Yeah, I want to be up close and personal, and then they get up close and personal with you. And then some of y'all just get stupid. You know, But and then after everything is over with, you got to go around and people got to tell you like, why did you do that? Like, why? And then I learned my lesson now. And it's like, you don't have, sometimes in life, you don't have to be the dummy to learn the lesson. Just look at it for what it is and go, don't want no parts of that. No, I say this, one other thing. Um, a year ago, I was kicking it with my older cousin and his best friend. And they wanted to go out somewhere. And one of and his best friend had something very expensive on, right? And I looked at him, and he's like, "We should go there." And I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Why?" And I said, "Listen, man, you could go, but you got to take that off." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Because if you go there, they're gonna be looking at that, pricing you out, and then you know looking for an opportunity to get you." And he's like, "What?" And I said, "You know what? You don't believe me? Call such and such, because they know people." And they called him, and he was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't wear that there, you know." And he knew somebody who had gotten uh, basically shot and robbed, kicking it in that vicinity. So he put all it together. He said, "Well, if I can't wear this stuff, I ain't going." So he wound up going somewhere else. And like that was, and he was older than me, so it's like, oh, and he said it that simply: if I can't wear this kind of stuff in a certain environment, that's I ain't going. Meaning, that was his governor, the way he could go anyways. If I can wear this there, I go there. If I can't wear this there, I never go there. So, sometimes you gotta be the expensive thing. So I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you there.